When the book came, we've been still speaking out loud. When television came, the book is still here. Now internet is coming, but still television is there. So when a new technology is introduced, it is important to know that it will have an impact, but it will not substitute all the technologies. They might change. They might find another niche, but it's not a substitution. It's an additional technology that can be used for certain aims and for certain development.
First of all, I think we have to debunk a myth, because technologies do not revolutionize nor completely upset training, but they can surely contribute in sustaining and fostering teaching and learning processes. And I insist on these couple of terms because it's always interesting not to distinguish or to disentangle too much teaching and learning. I prefer to see them as two sides of the same coins. So we could consider the teaching processes corresponding to the learning processes and vice versa. So this can be done both with traditional technologies and with the innovative technologies like, for example, augmented reality, virtual reality, and so on. But the important thing is to apply specific pedagogical approaches.
The internet is one of the most powerful tools which we did get to know in the last years, and it will change vocational education and training dramatically. It will change in a sense that we now have access to a worldwide or global library. And this will change also the mindset of teachers and trainers, or it has to change the mindset, because teachers and trainers are not the only owners of content in the meantime. It leads to a new constellation, and training personnel must in a way reinvent themselves.
Education is more flexibly delivered, more online delivered, maybe less content heavy, or the content changes, which is an interesting way. Not so much what is said or what is delivered, but how it is delivered. So we are experience a shift from a text-based educational delivery to a video, audio, graphic, picture-based delivery. So it changes to something what we call multimodality in education.
So it's the pedagogical dimension that makes the difference. And we have a lot of evidence on that now. We can refer to the well-known and acknowledged work of John Hattie, for example, or to the report of Higgins some years before, where he says that technology is solely a catalyst for change, or also to the OECD report, where we read that technology can amplify great teaching, but great technology cannot replace poor teaching. So that's why we concentrated on developing some models in the last years on how to effectively use technologies to support vocational education and training.
The synchronized interaction changes to asynchronous ways of communication, because somebody might post something, somebody might answer some days later. It might be face-to-face and live, but it also might be bits and pieces over the time frame, and everything needs to be somehow integrated in a technology. So the affordance of the technology is also very, very high, and the competences that are needed to use the new technologies, both on the teacher end and on the learner end, might raise the barriers and the accessibility for learning content.
If you want to have a competitive vocational and educational training systems, We have to change this mindset of teachers and trainers. They have to open their minds. They have to use digital media jointly with young ones. And in order to use them, they need really a new core competency, I would say. And this is media competence or media pedagogical competence.
Technology is a catalyst. Technology is a means. It's not the aim, it's the means. So we can use it to amplify some things, to make them emerge again. Many years ago, I wrote about the amplifier effect of technology, meaning that there are some dynamics that were still there, that are there, but maybe for one reason or the other, we forgot about them. When we insert technology in the process, these dynamics emerge again, come back, with the effect that we can focus on them again. So they were already there, we forgot them, now we realize that they are still there, and we can focus on them to improve the process, teaching and learning. You can use technologies as a means to make something emerge, and when you have this emerge, it is an object in front of you. You can externalize it and reflect on it, looking at it, analyzing it, and there learning comes.
The job of a trainer really is to train, and he has or she has to put the training content, the medias with which he or she is training into a didactic approach or in a shell, in a didactic shell. So this is the first anchor point. You have to know a didactic approach, a method how to teach with digital media. A very, very crucial point, and this is the second aspect, really is that you have to show up even risks and dangers of digital media. So you have to educate beneath your technical training which you offer. You have to educate young ones with what happens, yes, with your data if you use the internet. What about cyber mobbing activities in a company, how to deal with as a trainer, how to deal with data security, and so on. This is a new knowledge which you have to know. And the third anchor point, which makes it really not complicated but complex for teachers and trainers, is a teacher or trainer has to integrate this new media and the use of new media into traditional workflows in companies. Yes, and this is, and then it is quite clear that it's a job of the management also. We very often hear that the use of the internet, that the use of digital media, that the digital transformation of the economy of a company is a question of leadership, a question of management. So how can I, as a single trainer, convince my management to use digital media in a wider range? And this is a task where very often teachers and trainers feel alone. They have to look on these 3 points: didactic approaches, educational approaches, and now organizational approaches, in addition to their traditional job as a teacher and trainer. So therefore, from our point of view, the potential of digital media and e-learning to improve vocational and educational training systems is big, and it offers a lot of additional possibilities to get access to training, but we need a brand new form of qualification for teachers and trainers.